here, and today's speaker is Dr. Divya BHMS, and he comes as a teacher of Shwara Hunyo Gurukul, the dream and vision of man Dr. Shekhar Algundi. As a humble beginning, a handful of eager learners and enthusiastic teacher imparting in a village under a tree. The concept remains, but the number of participants has grown into a huge family with members from all over the country. Set amidst picturesque surroundings in Cattle village in Sangameshwar Taluka of Ratnagiri district in Konkan, the Gurukul hosts four workshops in a year in March, May, September and December. The science and art of homeopathy at its best is taught here in an eco-friendly and traditional environment. The Gurukul is working steeped in traditions, preserving the values of being eco-friendly and inclusive. Nature walks, yoga, meditations, and simple but wholesome food served in traditional patravalis. The day begins at dawn, filled with enriching learning and other stimulating activities, and ends in the evening with relaxing interactions, drawing the participants together into a close-knit unit. And to say a few words about Divya, she graduated in 2009 from Madurai Government Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, practicing in the last 10 years at Trichy and Salem, member in name of Asia Homeo Clinic. She blessed to learn from Dr. Shekhar Algundi and Dr. Mahesh Gandhi since the beginning of her profession. Trained at Swara Homeo Gurukul for the last 8 years and started to teach here. Lectured in various colleges and seminars in Tamil Nadu, Bangalore, Maharashtra. Her presentation inspired many students and doctors to learn the best in homeopathy and to practice it. Owing to her skill of empathizing with the patients and compassionately being with them, she is helping hand for all the patients. She is very versed in understanding the psyche of the patient and changing the total perception of them through homeopathy. She has organized many homeopathic seminars in various places of Tamil Nadu, Salem, Trichy, Madurai, Chennai, and she is an organizing member of Shwara Homeo Gurukul Workshop. I wholeheartedly welcome on behalf of our college chairman Dr. Shivraj Sanjay and Dr. Kalpana, managing director, and our beloved principal Dr. G. Kannan. I welcome today's webinar speaker Dr. Divya as a session to Dr. Divya. I welcome you, madam.
Good evening, one and all. Namaste. Can you hear me?
You are not audible, doctor.
Am I not totally audible, ma'am, or less audible?
Less audible.
Okay. Then I will increase my voice of speaking. So, good evening, one and all. Thank you, Dr. Indra Kumar sir, for such a warm welcome. And today we are going to see about the topic, the unprejudiced observer. So, whatever I'm going to share today about this topic is whatever I have learned from Dr. Shekhar Algungi sir for past 8 years. So after applying it practically and again refining it, and that's what we are going to see today. So this is the most important topic which differentiates a homeopath from other medical system practitioners. And it is a simple yet complicated topic, how to be an unprejudiced observer. We have learned about it in Organon, in aphorism 6, but how to apply that practically is all that we are going to see today. Dr. Kritika ma'am, is my screen visible? Is the PPT visible to everybody?
No, ma'am.
Kritika ma'am, do you want to give permission for it because I am sharing it, but it is not visible. Kritika ma'am, are you available?
How are you?
I'm good.
So how is your skin now?
The drawing daily.
It is there.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it growing?
Drawing as in it's that indoor.
Eruption is there.
No.
Is my PPT visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Both the sides.
So, this is what we are going to see about. Everything looks similar,
Drawing and on the
but
side.
what is that looking different? Is that what we are going to understand in each and every patient.
Here it is okay.
So, let me start this whole topic with a story. Because through stories, we understand something in a deeper way.
Sometimes.
Do like this.
So, there was a teacher who was teaching maths for class 2, and she asked a question to the class boy named Sunil. Sunil, now I am giving you 2 mangoes, and I am having 2 mangoes with me. So, what is the total number of mangoes? And the boy replied, 5. So, the teacher was sad by his reply. So, again the teacher asked, Sunil, I am giving you 2 mangoes, and I am having 2 mangoes with me. So, what is the total? Sunil replied, 5. So, the teacher was annoyed this time. Then she followed a different strategy. She remembered that the boy's mother told he likes strawberries. I have not shared the screen. I will share that. So the
On 17 you come.
teacher told, okay Sunil, now I am giving you 2 strawberries,
You have
and I am having 2 strawberries with me. What is the total?
1 year, 1 year.
So the boy replied 4.
one,
And the teacher was so happy this time.
60%.
But she was wondering, how come he told 5 for mangoes and 4 for strawberries? So she was so curious enough to ask that boy, how is that? So the boy replied, ma'am, I am having another mango in my bag. See this. So that's why you gave me 2 mangoes, and you had 2 mangoes, and I already had 1 mango with me, and so total it is 5. teacher was so much happy with his talk. But what can you understand from this story? What is the essence? I want everybody to be active in the initial part of the session because it's about practical thing. It's not something theory and I'm going on, keeping on telling something. We all are going to be interactive for first few minutes so that it becomes a learning for everybody together. So what is the essence? Yes, you should be open and unprejudiced. Perception differs for everyone. True. Correct. If the teacher didn't ask the boy, how come you told 5 for mangoes and 4 for strawberries, the teacher would have judged the boy, don't know mathematics. So it is always easy to see what is obvious, what is present superficially, but it is difficult to understand what is not seen obvious, what is hidden deep within. If we open our mind to in an open way to understand what is all that person is about, so we can understand the whole essence. And this is where all the conflict also begins in our family, around us. So this unprejudiced observer is not only about homeopath, a doctor and case taking. It is a way in which a person should live their day-to-day life. If you feel someone whom you love is not understanding you, then see what is making that person not understanding you. If you think that your child is not obeying your words, then see what is making that child not obey your words. So it's all about rectifying the mistake of the self. So for this, I have to thank my guru, Dr. Shekhar Algungi sir. And at this moment, I have to tell one thing. What made me to pursue his lectures since beginning for past 8 years. So when I attended the first seminar of him, he asked one question. How many of you write down the questions which you ask to the patient in the case sheet? So I was so surprised. That's the time when I finished my BHMS. So I was so surprised. All the persons who have taught us so far has only taught what the patient is telling, write it. Observe the patient. It's all about patient, patient, patient. Nobody has told what question you ask should be written on the question paper, on the case paper. So then understood the whole concept that it is about rectifying the self in each and every step. It's not about blaming that the patient is not talking, that homeopathy is not working. If you keep on rectifying yourself from beginning till end, wonders can happen. Shivkumari ma'am, can you hear my voice? Because only you are visible to me.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Yes, visible. Okay, ma'am. So based on your head nodding and your expression, I understand that I am audible. Messages are coming that I am not audible. So then it is that participants' internet problem. Please check your internet connection because it's not that everybody are not hearing me. So with this note, let us go ahead with the session. So the next thing is let us all see an practical thing. I need you all to take a paper and pen and just observe whatever you are observing and write it down over that paper.
Ma'am, but PPT is not visible.
Ah, yes, ma'am. Now I am, because I was wearing headset so that everybody can hear properly. Can you see now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, ma'am. So thank you. So please note down in the paper what all animals you can see. The time is limited. Just write down the name of the animals which you can observe. And the time starts now. It's finished. So please write in chat box just the number of animals which you have seen, not the name. Out of 10, Arabic 4, Harnish 7, 6, 8, 7, 10, 8. Very good. So let us see now
Earphones.
what happens further.
Earphones. ಈಗ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕೈ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಮನೆ.
See what is obvious are these 5 animals and the trickier ones are next. The trickier ones are these and the top level agents that are hidden deep within is so if you have seen 1, 2, 3 creatures, it's just you have not enough time. So if you have seen 6, then you have noted the obvious ones and missed the next. So if you have noticed 9, then your attention to detail is good. So if you have seen 10, then you can be a detective. So this is what all about. The first initial thing we are seeing, the time. You didn't have enough time to see details. The first thing a homeopath, now the slides are not shown, I'll show that. So now a homeopath should remember that first of all, he or she should fix enough time for the patient. Should see on appointment basis, not rushing up with patients. Should fix enough time for a single patient. This is very much important. If one patient you are seeing and another patient is waiting outside and they are in a hurry that I should go for next work because this is now fast world, fast food world. Everything is fast, results are needed fast. So this is a fast world. So but you have to implement this appointment schedule and give enough time for one patient and during that time you should not make other patient to wait outside. This is most important so that You are also not in a hurry, and the patient is also not in a hurry. They can open up everything to you. So next we will see. Now I am sharing the screen. These three words: unprejudiced observer. The most important word here that has to be understood, marinated, and done everything with it is the word prejudice. Because if this word is understood clearly, then all these two words is just attached to it. So what is prejudice? Can anyone read out from dictionary? And the most important thing which a homeopath should follow is even well-known words, whatever it is known to you, use a dictionary, good quality English dictionary, and refer that word each and every time because what you know from your knowledge and experience about that word will by itself make you prejudiced about that word. So what I do every time, even if it is a known word, I open the dictionary and see what is that word means. So I would like any student to open up the dictionary and read out this word. What is prejudice?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Only a minute, ma'am. I read dictionary.
Is anybody reading? Because if I share the screen, I am not able to see anybody. It's like blind man's bluff. So I don't know what you are doing. Who is reading out what is prejudice? Okay, if nobody is reading out, I will show it by myself. Just be outspoken and
Ma'am, shall I read, ma'am?
yes, ma'am.
Prejudice this is a strong, unreasonable feeling of not living or trusting somebody or something, especially when it is based on his or her its race or religion or sex.
Any other meaning is there?
Preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience.
Yes. Any other meaning?
To influence somebody so that he or she has an unreasonable or unfair opinion about something or somebody.
Yes. Very nice. Thank you all whosoever read it out. So it's all about the preconceived judgment or opinion that is formed without grounds or before sufficient knowledge, without understanding it, what it is all about, but just forming opinion about it without proper grounds. That is what prejudice is all about. See here? So what is this? What you are seeing in the screen? Can anybody tell what is that? Speak out no because I can't see the chat box.
Leaf or insect?
Okay, both you told. Now it is leaf or insect?
Looks like insect.
Okay, it's an insect. Yes, it's an insect. If we see superficially, it looks like leaf, but see, it has this legs and the antenna. This picture was taken at Swara Gurukul by my colleague. So next, let us see what are the reasons for being prejudiced. Just write this question in your notebook. Please write it down and meditate upon this question for 2 to 3 minutes, because this differs from individual to individual. It's where you have to work upon next to free yourself from prejudice. What are the reasons for being prejudiced? Just let us take 2 to 3 minutes, write down the points in your own note. Whosoever wants to religiously come out of prejudice, follow this exercise. Really, it will work for you. Just don't think more. Be casual. Whatever it is, that whatever comes to your mind, just write it down on the spot. I did not share any screen now. Whenever I start sharing the screen, I will inform so that you all are clear. Now you have to only write down in your own note what are the reasons for being prejudiced. This is self exercise, self analysis exercise. Let us take even 2-3 more minutes. Just think deep enough, meditate, and then write. What are the reasons for which I am prejudiced? Have you all written?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, can you read out whatever you have written? So, this will be a best learning exercise for everybody. It's not
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, I have written only 3 reasons
okay.
to being a prejudiced.
Okay,
First
ma'am.
is learned knowledge from the childhood,
Very nice. Exactly.
and second is fear of something,
Very nice. Exactly.
and third is when we found a no reason for something, we accept the any theory.
Can you elaborate that more?
But suppose when a person is doing the unusual behavior in front of you, or some kind of behavior that you never seen, so somebody says, oh, this is the kind of evil things in his, spiritual things in his, so that we just believe that yeah, there is something, because we don't know what is the exact reason for that.
So, we can put like this in words, no, ma'am. Believing without reasoning
Yeah,
and
believing
accepting
without.
it.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Students, please come out. This is how we can learn. And I too will share my experience of doing mistakes. Because it's only through mistakes everybody will grow. Nobody will first step become a successful person. Even today I am doing hundreds of mistakes. Every day I am learning from my mistakes. So please come out, dear students, and tell. It's not about right and wrong or what others will think. We all are learning together. This is the place where you can leave your shyness or whatever it is. So Dr. Prabha has mentioned superficial watch and self-assumption to find the reason. Very good. Anybody else? Past experiences and convictions are clinging to material medical pictures, judgmental nature of us, jumping into conclusions, quick decision making, lack of time, not having or giving time. Very nice, Dr. Archana. Assuming due to previous patterns, Dr. Priyadarshini, very good. Anybody else? Laziness, lack of knowledge, restlessness, lack of time, Dr. Shanti. Very good. Sandhya, impatience, time limit, previous cases.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes,
இது
Sandhya.
prejudice is I have pediatric cases, when child is not telling for some behavior pattern. So, for example, Parataka patients and Kalkidaka patients, some timidness nature during consultation, and carcinosin patients, some family background, some any cancer tendency. So it is. I prefer for prejudice nature, ma'am.
Correct. Very nice, Arvind.
Okay.
So, Radhika ma'am, feeling of insecurity and inferiority. And somebody has written, it is all about the past experiences, what we face in our life situation to select the remedy fast. Stop time consuming. Very good. Sai, having our own concepts and interpretation. Very nice. Dr. Kribashni, not knowing where to focus when the patient is narrating. Lack of focus or concentration of the physician. Very good. So, we all are knowing what is our mistakes. That's where the beauty is. Even the patient also knows where they are stuck in life. They tell correct exactly this is my problem, and but they can't come out of it. The same way, we all know, we all have that wisdom within us. But we are stuck in our problems, in our mistakes, and not knowing the way to come out of it. That is the place where the person, the teacher, the guru plays the most important vital role to help you. So all that you have to do as a student is you have to find a correct person who matches your aura or wavelength, who, whose teachings you can understand and catch hold of that person for the rest of your life. So everything is done with that. And already those who have found out that person, you have to be patient and persistent and completely involved with repeated practice and refining so that ultimately one day we reach that state of unprejudiced approval. So let us see in a condensed way what are the reasons for being prejudiced so that again this gets drilled into our thoughts. Now I am sharing the screen. What are the reasons for being prejudiced? First, it is expectation. Expectation of me as a doctor, as a homeopath. Whether I can, the first step when the student passes out of BHMS and comes out, whether I can withstand the same patients and give the cure, same cure of that of other systems like allopathy or whatever it is. And other expectations of earning money, then saving the family, expectation of parents that my child should do the best, expectations from self, either to do service mentality or also whatever it is as a doctor and image. So lots of expectations we have within us and in and around us. So this is the first step for being prejudiced. Someone also rightly told expectation. And the second is assumptions. Assuming if this is the way the person speaks, then it is this rubric. If this is the way, if the person is weeping, name, yielding, then it is falset law. If the person is sensitive, then it is plant kingdom. Whatever it is, jumping into quick assumptions before properly understanding what it is all about. And the third is judging before understanding everything. If a person sits with legs upon legs, then judging immediately that the person is arrogant, not knowing why that person is sitting so quick judgments, and then fixed ideas and opinions, all about learned knowledge. Like if there is warts, more warts, then psychotic miasm. If injury, then arnica, what not, all fixed ideas and opinions. The next thing is ego. I am a doctor. It's a white collar job. So how can I leave my ego before the patient? I know everything. This is the best, most important thing to be prejudiced. And then the third, as Shivkumari ma'am also told, it's about knowledge. I know this is the remedy. I know this is the rubric. I know. I saw in a seminar where a doctor gave this remedy for a patient who spoke like this. So now this is the remedy. It's all about I know, knowledge. And then it's one's own emotions. Like, for example, I am sensitive to something, I am fearful of something, I am anger about something. If the patient tells that, either we stick to that or we escape from that. Two things can happen. So at this moment, I want to tell an example. When I was studying internship, one of my friend, she noted down the symptoms of the patient and she wrote ailments from death of loved ones. Because the patient told that my father died 2 months ago. So my doctor, medical officer asked, why did you take this symptom? So she told, this is because of this. So the doctor told, did you ask to the patient whether that bothered you, whether that affected you? She told no. Then she went again and asked to that person. But that patient replied, doctor, I'm so happy that my father is dead because he was not giving me freedom to do whatever I want. So her rubric of taking ailments from death of loved ones is wrong. So whatever it is, don't fix your emotions about on patients. It is they, it is not we. And next, previous experience of the self. This comes from learned knowledge also or from treating other patients. Like example, I cured a dysmenorrhea case with pulsatilla. So now for this patient also dysmenorrhea is there, so I am giving pulsatilla. This is wrong because no to pulsatilla cases is same. No to natrum cases is same. It is all about that individual. And the next thing is laziness. Truly told, many of us, laziness to collect the symptoms, laziness to see the repertory, laziness to learn the materia medica, and postponing things. Okay, tomorrow we can change, tomorrow we can do. Nothing is in the moment and now. Now I will rectify my mistakes. Tomorrow, if you are postponing, then nothing is going to happen. If you have to improve yourself, first thing you have to lead is leave aside your laziness, your inferior complex, or whatever it is. That all comes in one's own emotions. So you have to leave aside all those things. And for that, you can ask the guidance of a person who has traveled the path. That's why I told you previously. A teacher or a guide or a mentor or a guru is needed for this. So the next question is, are you all there? Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it clear till here?
Yes.
Thank you. Shall we go forward? Okay.
Yes.
Now again I am sharing the screen, just a minute, because it is 2 to 3 steps for me to share the screen. So the next important thing. Now we saw the reasons for being prejudiced. So whatever you have written in your notes, that is treasure for you. Even not now. Tomorrow also you can sit down and write few more points in your note and see. At least every week or every month you are gradually removing your prejudices one by one. Because nothing can happen in a day. It is a slow process. You have to be completely involved in the process dedicatedly. Then only you can change yourself. So the next thing is, what are the, please write down this question in your note. What are the qualities needed to be an unprejudiced observer? What are the qualities needed to be an unprejudiced observer? Take 2 to 3 minutes, meditate upon the question and write down. Yes, somebody has begun to type in chat box. Please write down in your note, and once everybody are finished, let us type in chat box, because the reason is, if you keep on typing, the messages will move up. So everybody concentrate on that. Please write down in your note. This will help you in future. Chat box is temporary. Your note is permanent.
Can I say, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
According to me, first thing needed to be an unprejudiced observer. Uh, Habit to see the things as it is.
Yes.
And second thing, go beyond the risk.
Go beyond the
Risk, risk,
risk.
risk,
Correct.
because it create the prejudice in your mind. No? So
Correct.
go beyond the risk. And third thing is habit to experience anything where you have the prejudice. Suppose,
Experience the things where you have the prejudice.
uh,
Right.
and fourth thing is give time to come out the things in front of you. Means
Correct.
wait and watch.
Wait and watch. Yes. Very true. So let me read out the things that are there in chat box.
3 महीने सलग मंडे थर्सडे then they are certified as teachers training
Bangaru,
certificate.
patience to listen. Exactly. The problem of the patient. So you must have patience. Keen observing. Patience. Very good. Open-minded and good observation. Exactly. Find out patient's problem. Very nice. Have an open mind, attention in observing. Good. Open mind, keen observation, patience, readiness to question and clarify instead of assuming, loving each case and getting connected to them, and dedication to profession to produce cure. Exactly. Shreya and mind to observe and accept the things in a way it presents. Correct. Avoid bringing out experiences from the past. Very nice. Avoiding to consider ourselves in their shoes so we don't jump to conclusions. Can you explain this little bit more, Shreya? Dr. Shreya, the third point which you have written?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes we connect with the patient's emotions and we portray them like we consider ourselves in their situation and we would imagine that we will respond in certain way and expect the patient to be responding in a certain way. For example, from the case you discussed, your friend decided that the patient would be sad. It is actually the your friend's feeling that if her dad is not there, they might be there. So we must stop bringing our emotions into the patient's thinking process.
Very nice. The physician must show interest and open mind to find something new about the patient. Excellent. Deep questioning. Marvelous. Everybody are so wise enough. Really, uh, like it's so happy to see everybody's response in a much deeper way. Now, with your understanding, it is clear cut with everybody. We all need a right person to rectify this in ourselves. I will share with you those things. My personal experience and practical things should be ready to learn from new case daily. Excellent, open-minded, go with the flow of patients. So more or less we all are knowing about it. So let us see this in a brief together about what are the qualities needed, and let's go to the practical part. Now I am sharing the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. So What are the qualities needed to be an unprejudiced observer? The art of reasoning. It's all about what and how, which Shivkumari ma'am told rightly in the beginning, we should reason. It's all about what. If a person tells love, you have to ask that person what is love. Because my definition of love is different and her definition of love is different and your definition of love is different. So for whatever word the person use, you have to ask what is that. And your intuitive mind should remain. How is this possible? How is, like for example in materia medica, how is Rustop's having stiffness which no other remedy has? How is pulsatilla yielding and nail which no other remedy has? So this curiousness to know should be present in your thought. But curiosity should be there, inquisitive should be there with patience. Because some persons are curious and inquisitive, but they don't only listen what the opposite person is telling. Quickly jump to next question, quickly jump to next question, and then come to conclusion. That shouldn't be that. As everybody told, it's about patience. And the second point is flexible. Have flexibility in your case taking. Don't make a specific format. Like I have to ask now about the nature of the person. Now I have to ask about thirst, stool, type of pain, or whatever it is. Don't have a flexible rigidity in your question pattern. Be flexible in everything you do. And the third is be in the moment. This is very important. Be in that moment. If you are in that moment and thinking about for male doctors, they'll be thinking about how I'll run the family, will I get sufficient money from this patient, will I pay the rent, and for female patients, will my will my child return now from school, what should I prepare for dinner, and have I off the gas at home? If all these things are running in your mind, then nothing can be done. You have to be completely in that moment. If you are not ready to take the case, if your mind is wandering around thoughts and if you are having work, plainly tell to the patient that I am not ready to see you in this moment. Patient will be more happier than giving half results because if you cure one patient and that patient becomes your advertisement and that patient will bring thousands of patients. So if you are ready to be in the moment, take up the case. Otherwise, don't take. And now it is technology world. Using WhatsApp, Facebook, you are asking one question and replying to WhatsApp message. There is no purpose at all in taking the case. And the fourth point is ready to take the unknown path. As many rightly told, you have to be ready to take the unknown path. And for that, you have to set aside your fears or whatever it is, your assumptions. So, generally, how I will practice this ready to take unknown path since my internship period is if I see a rubric, so I will search for all the synonymous rubric. Number one. Or if I see for the remedies in the rubric, generally what we do, if 7 to 8 remedies are there in a rubric, our eyes will see only that remedy which we know and fully omit all the other remedies. So, see those remedies which you don't know, take it up, read it out. You will find the treasure there. And third, when you come to case taking, whatever you understand from the patient, leave it aside. Whatever is not understood for you, take that. Generally, what we do, if we understand something, array, we got this remedy, we got this keynote symptom, super. We are so much excited when we get something that is known to us. But even if it is true, take it and keep aside and go into what is not understood, what is not known. Then you can find the treasure, whether it is remedy or rubric or case taking, whatever it is. And the fourth step is empty your mind. This is not possible at all. Being a human beings, can we keep our mind empty? Is there anybody who can tell that my mind is empty?
No, ma'am, it is very difficult.
Yes, ma'am. So we can't empty our mind, but through certain practices, this can happen. Like whatever you know, whatever you feel, or whatever when you're taking the case, even if it keynote symptom or whatever it is, just write down on the right side of the paper. This is how I used to practice during initial days of my practice. Whatever remedy thought comes, I write down on right side of paper, rubric, or whatever it is. Just write down on the right side of paper and forget it. Don't keep on stuck with that. Once you write down what happens, okay, that is that. And it doesn't get stuck to your mind. And don't hinder you from taking the case in depth. So, whatever comes to your thought on right side of paper, when you keep on writing at one point of time, automatically that gets trained in your mind and you move on with the case. So, the next step is keep senses intact, alert. That's what you told, focus. So, all your senses should be intact. Your eyes, ears, everything, but not the mind. Don't allow your mind, okay? But alert in observing if the patient does something different or if they are doing, you have to be alert. Like since the beginning, the patient enters the cabin, the way they walk, the way they sit, the way they speak, the way they ask with humbleness or whatever it is, just note down everything. Don't think this will be a keynote symptom, that will be keynote symptom. Just note down everything, whatever happens. Okay, then non-judgmental. Don't come to judgment so quickly. Deep penetration. This we will see with case example so that it will be understood. And doing right things at right moment. And for this 100% a guru is needed. Shekhar sir will always tell me, you are doing right things but at wrong moment. Okay, I'll narrate that with an example. Many of us told patience is needed, right? It is a good quality or not?
Pardon,
Patience,
ma'am? Couldn't get it.
patience is a good quality or not?
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
is good.
But patience in wrong moment is also wrong. For example, a person is something telling deep, and if you are sitting fully over there and that symptom passes away, you will not get that symptom again back. You have to dig it out to go deeper in that moment. So, patience applied at wrong moment is also wrong. Persistence at wrong moment is also wrong. And like many of us have that sympathetic attitude because we as doctors, we generally show sympathy towards patient. And now for example, a person is crying and now you console the person. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I shall give the remedy. You will be cured. So what happens? That person is momentarily cured. So momentarily feels better. But don't console the person when the person is weeping. This is the important tool which I have learned from Shekhar sir. So don't console the person when the person is weeping And wonderful question he puts up there. What is your fear speaking about? And marvelously, it opens up. Behind that is their delusion, and behind that is their experience. So, doing right things at right moment is very important, and for this, you need the guidance of a guru 100%. Because this is through repeated practice, we can come to know when to do this and when not to do that. Okay? This can't be just told theoretically, it has to be repeatedly implemented and learned. But what I want to tell here is just this thing is there to show you something like this is there. That's what I'm doing now. Then observe as it is. Whatever happens, this also many of you told, observe as it is. Then possess everything but not be possessive. You have to possess everything, whatever the patient speaks, but not get possessed about a single thing at once. Like if the person is weeping and narrating the complaints, okay, it is pulsatilla. And if the person sits like this with folded hands, there is a rubric, no? Gesture sits with folded hands. At once take that rubric. Don't do all these things. Unless and otherwise you understand the person completely. Then listen more. It is not about talking more, but we talk more to the patient, explaining about homeopathy, all is what I have to understand your mind, and all nonsense we speak to patients. So it is all about listening more. I have really wondered about this question which Shekhar sir told. See, many of us face this thing. Just a minute, I'll stop sharing this thing because I'm not able to see any of you. So, patient many times asks us many questions. Doctor, have you cured this case? Doctor, what do you think about this? Have you all faced this thing or not in your day-to-day life?
Yes.
Yes. So we all are so much enthusiastic in answering what is homeopathy and what homeopathy can do and what is my experience with homeopathy. And you know what Shekhar sir told, the question that has to be asked at this moment, whatever the patient tells, put that question back to the patient. If the patient tells, doctor, have you treated this type of disease? Ask to the patient, what do you think? Because nobody asks something to us without a purpose behind their mind. And that purpose will lead to their core. Okay? This is not only with homeopathy, even with day-to-day life, in our basic relationship, wherever we go. When you stop answering to their questions and when you start asking, putting that question back to them, marvelous things happens. Because answering again leads only to argument. Okay? Even if it is in a relationship. So keep yourself aside and think for that other person. You can see excellent results. So this is all about the qualities. Now I am sharing the screen. What is this picture? Does anybody have an idea? Speak out. Very good, Kuti. Who is that? So enthusiastic. Child. Very nice. So this is a butterfly. Anybody else?
Butterfly and flower.
Butterfly and a flower. Okay, very nice. So is this an original butterfly or is it a painting?
Seems to be painting.
Painting.
Cat-like face resemblance.
Very nice. So let us see. What is that? This is a painting done by Johannes Toter, and he is very much famous for this type of paintings. Did anybody think about
No.
this?
No.
So he is very much famous for body illusional paintings. It's amazing work. If you go to YouTube and see about his paintings, you'll be just spellbound. So I want to share a real story, life story with you. And I also got the consent from the concerned person who is involved in this. So what happened before a month? Like I told you, no. Even today I am making hundreds of mistakes, but I am rectifying everything. This is also a part of that. What happened at clinic when I left my laptop? I did not close the laptop flip because the hinge where that laptop screen and base is attached, that was getting broken. So when I was about to close, the screen was about to damage. So I left the screen open. Okay, but I did not inform this to junior doctor. What she did, next day morning she came and she thought the laptop is open and she closed it without seeing what is the actual scenario. And when I went to clinic, she told the whole incidents. So the hinge got broke completely and the screen got one crack in it. So the screen should be changed. So now whom to blame? It was my mistake that I did not tell her. I should have been alert enough to inform her this should have happened, this might happen. So I did not expect this situation. And she did not notice that when she is closing, she was not concentrated in that moment that hinge is going to get broken. And she closed it. So I asked her, what made you to do so? I'm following now Shekhar's technique everywhere and I'm seeing growth in and around me, making persons think for themselves. So I asked her what made you to do so. So what she replied is previously another day I forgot to off the AC main switch because of works. So she replied, ma'am, that day you forgot to off the AC main switch. So same way I thought this too you forgot to close the laptop flip and so I closed. So I asked her, so now what was the mistake done? So she replied, now I have compared the past experience with the present experience and this mistake happened. So should we do that? Then she replied, no. And for me, the learning is I should be more alert with the things happening around me. So this is what life situation. It's not about only about case taking. if we are following this unprejudiced observer, the qualities and all these things in our day-to-day life, amazing things happen in and around us. So let us see a case. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it all clear till now?
Yes.
Okay. And just I will show the picture of that patient so that things will be clear what we are speaking about. Okay, so this is the picture of the patient and this is the complaint for which she came. Pimples in face and it is painful, burning, and she was suffering for this from this complaint for past 8 years. Okay, let us see the case. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So 18 years old female came for treatment on 20th June 2020. So tell me, doctor, DR is doctor and the question, PT is patient and the answer. So she told, in the last 3 days, pimples increased, cheeks are swollen. After face wash, there is pus-like discharge from pimple, it's offensive, white layer around pimple, it's burning, severe pain, unable to talk, no sleep. Should I be under any diet control? For this, a skin specialist told so. So now she is asking me a question. Should I? After a short pause, she replied, these pimples are present in the past 9 years. Can you think how much suffering the person is undergoing? Since 6th standard, now she is in college, even before menarche. After taking allopathic treatment, face became black. Face is oily. That's all. So what else? First, allow the patient to tell everything and then you can question. Don't jump quickly into questioning. What else? Obesity, no sleep. You suggest me some soap. She is asking me, you suggest me some soap, more pimples and black dot. That's all. So what else? That's all. So now we are sure enough that she has concluded all her complaints. And so now I have started. What is bothering you the most? So when we ask bothering to the most, it becomes patient centric. Instead of we selecting some symptom and asking from that, then it is our importance. It is not patient's importance. She replied burning and pain. So after face wash, a gel-like substance leaked from that. It's offensive sticky. In what way it's bothering you? Pain, burning and itching. How is it during that time? Scratch with the towel, pain and itching. What type of pain? Around pimple, it's pricking. Describe that more. Like chili powder applied to wound after face wash, this burning is present for 2 to 3 minutes. How is it during that time? Weeping. She told that, but she did not weep in that spot. but she told I'll be crying. Tell that state in the 2 to 3 minutes. Don't know to tell. I will divert my mind seeing television and sleep. So now something they are doing during the moment of suffering, it should be related to their factor of amelioration or something it should be related deep down to their core. So I asked what you watch in television. He replied Chinchan, it's a cartoon. What you like in that? His naughtiness, witty talk, no pain during that time. He will be positive, brave, no fear. He will not bother about what others tell. Meaning, brave, naughty, even though he troubles others, still sorry, he's a good boy. So I asked one thing to the most you like in Chinchan because she is telling so many things. So to understand that, what is the one thing which she liked most? Intelligent. How? If someone gives work, he does it late with naughtiness, but before time. But somehow I felt she is not going deeper there, or might be here my questioning is wrong. So I have changed the area. Successful moment in life. She told betrayal by friend. She made me to trust her and then betrayed. It was her mistake, but she complained on me and she escaped. Hence, in the last 10 years, I am alone without friends. So, can you see how much depth is the intensity of her problem? Because of this betrayal in the trust, she is alone without friends for the last 10 years. So I asked her, when did this happen? Because to understand whether it is related to pimples and ailments from. So I asked her, when did this happen? When I was studying sixth standard. So okay, it might be true or it might not be true. But something we are getting sixth standard. Pimples is also there since sixth standard. So this might be the cause. Just note it down, but don't be possessive about this. Okay, this is the cause, and don't jump into conclusion. This might be the cause. So when I was studying sixth standard, after that incident, no belief on friends, and I remained alone. Eat alone at school, roam alone, will not mingle with anyone. Then in 11th standard, got friends, and I began to trust them. See, for how many years? Almost 5 to 6 years. So I asked, tell more about that incident. At once, don't take ailments from betrayal, trust loss. Tell more about that incident. Friend said that I am bringing money from home and purchasing snacks for her. So what happened? My parents lost trust on me. So from friend, now it went to parents. Parents stopped interacting with me. No talk. Recently, my mother is interacting with me. My father is telling, whatsoever we are scolding or beating you, we love you. But I am unable to accept it. Meaning, when you ask this type of short questions, the patient talks more and you listen more. Meaning, my father is telling whatsoever we scold or beat you, we love you. But I can't accept it. It's been fixed in my mind that father don't like me. Tell more about that. I desire to be alone always. Even if my mother tells I will sleep with you, I shall tell don't want. Recently got few friends. Now like to be alone also and with friends also. Maximum desire to be alone and hear song for the entire day. So I asked her what song. Because if you leave here the song and if you go later and ask, it might come or even if the person can forget about it. Ask in that moment but don't get stuck to it. Again quickly resolve back to previous thing. What song? Motivational song, romantic song, English songs. Like if I am sad and need someone to motivate me, then hear motivational songs. If I am weeping, then hear sad songs. So something PQRS, no? If I am weeping, then hear sad songs. Generally, we all would like to hear happy songs during sadness. So note it down as and when it comes, but don't possess it. Don't be possessive of it. Sometime to sleep, hear songs. What type of motivation? If I am sad and hear those songs, my feelings improve and I get confidence that I can. Okay, so I have left this here and then went back to that situation. So when I'm again reading back, I could have more asked about this confidence and the experience in it and gone deeper into it. But that moment I thought, okay, this is enough, and I went back to the entire situation. In the entire situation, what affected you to the most? When friends told so and parents didn't believe me. So now this is her focus. Because now we have asked from the patient in the entire situation what affected you to the most. When friends told so and parents didn't believe me. How was it during that time? Felt nobody will be true. True as in, because we don't know what is true for her. One in front and another at back. How was it during that time? I should go to a place where nobody is there. Then I feel relief. So she wants to go to a place where nobody is there. Then I feel relief. So now we have to understand what is that place all about. And you can't believe the way she spoke about that place. Tell about that place, get confidence. Whatever happens, I can face. Nobody will betray me, and I need not betray anyone. So, even in her imagination of that place, again the theme of confidence, betrayal, all these things are coming. Yet feel that everything around me is mine. Meaning, nobody will scold, nobody will hate me. If I like a thing, I have belief that thing too likes me. Like if I interact with the doll, telling, I like you very much, same vibration will return back. Can you just gauge the intensity of her loneliness and suffering? She is speaking to that doll instead of human beings. So, what will that doll do? If I am sad and convey everything to that doll, will get a feel that the doll is telling to me, don't do like this is wrong, others will be hurt. Get a feel that doll is speaking to me. What will that doll do? Tell, what will that doll tell? Example, if my father scold or beat me, I will weep and tell to that doll, and the doll will reply to me, why did father scold you? It was because you did mistake. Like this, the doll will convince me. How will it be during that time? Relax and sleep. Tell more about this. If I take care of plants by watering it, see now we are going deeper and deeper from trust to betrayal to doll and what she is speaking with the doll, what she needs from that doll. And Professor always tells that the question I have already told initially also, the question is very important. He will note down from his teacher Shankaran sir only the questions that was asked by Shankaran sir. He will not note what the patient is telling because it is that question. If we learn fishing, then we can catch any fish. It's not about the fish or crab or whatever it is. If you learn fishing, then you can catch even a whale or dolphin in that net. So it is all about the art of case taking. And Shikha's complete idea is to teach about this art to us. He is completely dedicated to us. We have at Swara Gurukul guided case taking sessions to rectify our mistakes in cases and much more. Now webinars about case taking, lot and lot more. So this is not simple step like you can learn soon. You have to be persistent, practice repeatedly. And every day I'm rectifying my case taking. So much mistakes is there in my case taking. So now she told about, tell more about this. If I take care of plants by watering it, it returns back fruits and vegetables to us and safeguard us. The word she used in Tamil is padukappu, meaning through fruits and vegetables we get energy to the body and it safeguards us. Experience in that safeguard, confidence, no problem, we will get food. More the experience in that safeguard and confidence, courage, feel free that I have everything and I need not feel about anything. Experience in body, no fear that I'm not having anything. Yet feel that I have everything. I am safe. Dear all, can you get it and understand as I am going on and on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Reply from others, only 2-3 persons are replying. Please reply. What about others?
Yes, ma'am, we are listening.
Okay. See, experience in body, no fear that I'm not having anything. Get feel that I have everything. I am safe. Experience in safe, water is there, food is there, many living things around me. Get feel that everything is around me. Experience in that, don't know to tell. If the person tells, don't know to tell, for sure you have done some mistake in case taking. Your previous question was wrong. So, my question was wrong in initial steps of 4-5 steps before. And because I'm not telling that because now many newcomers are there, then they will get so much confused. So let us go forward. But keep this in mind. Don't know to tell if the patient is telling, for sure your question is wrong because you are not matching with the wavelength of that person. If all these are not there, fearful, nothing is there, what will I do? So now we got, if it is there, so now we have to go for other side of the fence and see what it is all about. Because we have to understand both the sensation and function. Because our nervous system is both about sensory nervous system and motor nervous system. It is not one way. So we have to know about the sensation and function, which Dr. Hahnemann has clearly explained in aphorism about vital force. So if all these are not there, fearful, nothing is there, what will I do? Meaning, shall I go to my parents? They will be around me during fear. I get this feel. See, there is a different thing, contradiction. She is telling, I don't want my parents, I want to remain alone. I'm not willing to talk with my mother. I tell her to sleep outside, not with me. But during fear, she wants to go to parents. They will be around me during fear. I will get this feel. Meaning, when I'm not having anything, if I go to parents, they will give me everything. What is that? She only continued. They will give me food, water, place to live. What else they will give? Safety, padukappu. Purchase and give whatever I need. Safety means if some problem comes to me, it won't come directly. It has parents and come know about it. Experience in that will do whatever I feel. Any problem they will take care. Experience in that problem is solved easy. Feel confident. So her Her experience and each and every situation is confidence and courage. If they are not there, what will happen? No food, no love, nobody to talk, nothing is there. How will it be during that time? Feel lonely. So she wants on one side parents also, and she don't want also. These two polarities are there in her. How will it be during that time? Feel lonely, don't like to talk with anyone. Experience during that moment, I am for me. Nobody is there for me. Feel lonely. See here, she is telling lonely also and want to be also. So my next question was, I was only confused with what she is telling and I asked to her directly, so want to be alone or not? She replied, want to be alone. For what? Can take decision that this is correct. Get that willpower. I can be alone for maximum time without fear. So she is telling again want to be alone and not being alone both. So I was about to ask this. From 6th to 11th standard, why didn't you form friends? Because I believed my friends, loved them, cared them, trusted them, but they cheated me. So I decided to be friend with me only. But 11th standard friends, they came and spoke with me again and again cared for me, gave me belief, meaning whatever they tell is correct. Will not check whether it is right or wrong. I had that much belief on them that but they betrayed me. So I have changed the class section in 6th standard. What type of belief? Whatever they tell, I will do because they are my friends. It's a blind belief. What is blind belief? Believing without doubt. They are correct. Can trust them. No mistake on them. They think and do what is right and what is wrong. Experience in being with them. Courage, in Tamil she told Dhairiyam. Confident, they are trustable persons. Complete belief, I can believe them and go anywhere. Do anything. They tell everything for my good. That belief, experience in that belief, they will not cheat me. Experience in that belief, like parents, they will take care of us. Some belief. Experience in that belief, can do anything. That's all. So dreams in sleep, college, walking with friends, often get dreams of Barbie and Cinderella, spend time with them, sing, dance with them. How will it be during that time? They are with me. Imaginary things are spending time with me. Experience during that moment, jolly, relaxed. So once you are done with case completely, then you can ask these questions. Whatever you feel you want to ask. Direct questions. Comfortable climate, winter, summer there is more sweat. Which part of the body sweat more? Nose and around eye. Like food. Which food you like? Chocolate, ice cream. Aversion to food, fish and bitter gourd. So this is the case. So any idea? What is the analysis? What is the main core of the person? What is the rubric or what is the kingdom? Those who know about kingdoms.
Ma'am, as I observe, I think the break the trust is main issue for that.
Yes, ma'am. What else? Mineral kingdom. Kavya Street. Anybody else? Mineral kingdom. Sugandra. Okay. Before mineral kingdom and salt, Soumya. So let us understand what is the main issue for her. Want always secure and safety place. Patient needs security and support. Exactly. Then what else? Remedy we will see later. Now let us first understand the person, what is her main issue, so that we can go stepwise. Needs security and feeling of betrayed. Safety and company if trust is lost, alone and lack of confidence. Very good. Anybody else? Wants company, needs secure persons. Very nice. See, now when the case is taken deep, we all are in same platform of not wondering whether this is the issue, that is the issue, want of confidence. Anything else? Main issue for her is she wants to make decision, so she has to be independent, and also she is dependent for security. Exactly. Fear of being betrayal. Mineral kingdom, level of experience delusion. Always need company which makes her to take that opposite polarity that she wants to be alone. Exactly. But now we have to understand what is making her to be alone and for what she needs company. If you have understood that in the case, then our area of selection of remedy will be exact. Lack of security and lack of confidence. Exactly. So with this, what is the rubrics which you can take? Those who are well versed in rubrics, please type out the rubrics. And those who are well versed, fear of being hurt. Those who are well versed in kingdom, please type out which kingdom. Please type out the rubrics or please type out the keynote symptoms which you are seeing. Plant kingdom. Some 3 persons previously told mineral kingdom. Type out soon because there is no time left. We are in the last few minutes. Mineral. Please type out the rubrics also. Keynote symptoms. Mineral. And any idea about, so many of us have told it is mineral. So any idea about the remedy? She is betrayed by someone else from outside. Excellent. Any idea about the remedy? Yes, sir. Dr. Pavan. We have to consider that. Natrum mute. Dr. Shanti. Anybody else? Just type out the remedy. Natrum mute.
Feel insecure from the outside and want support. It need a calcaria, I think.
Okay. Calcaria. Anybody else? So okay. So we are all are somewhere right there. Mineral kingdom maximum, everybody has told, and some on natrum, some are natrum mure, brome, calcarea. Okay. So now we will understand these topics much better in future series of this webinar. Every Monday and Thursday, doctors from Swara Homeo Gurukul, those who are well trained under Dr. Shekhar Algungi sir, will be presenting their thing. You would have got that complete schedule where you can understand what is about row 3, row 4, row 5 of mineral kingdoms, what is about kingdom differentiation, what is mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom. So concept will get more clearer. But now let me just quickly tell about the analysis. The remedy given to her is natramure because the issue is about the trust, and she is quickly going towards a structure. Clinging, total clinging is there. Even if it is a doll, she is going for an advice from the doll, and the doll is vibrating back. So there is total clinging, and the issue is about trust. And what she is expecting from that is all about food, trust, love, care, affection, and it is about the relationship. It is not about the issues of row 4 of security. Okay, now we will read about natramure. See this contradictory symptom you will understand beautifully here. Just a minute, I will share my screen. Those who told Calcaria or Cali, don't worry, things will get clearer little by little. So the main feeling in natramure is feeling of being betrayed, disappointed by the person with whom he seeks relationship. So it is betrayal of trust. She told, with friend, they are lovable, careable, and that trust is betrayed. With bromium, it is the trust. It is not the betrayal of trust. It is the betrayal of money with bromium. See, they are very organized, independent, and dependable. Can you see the contradiction? Independent on one side and dependable on other side. What she told, I go alone to decide by myself. And whenever she is in fear, she depends. So this reserved, they have a wall of unapproachability. See here, much desire for music, romantic, can be passionate. Do you remember what she told? Motivational romantic music. Whenever she is sad, someone to motivate. Because of this fear of being hurt, disappointed, and hence they are reserved and unapproachable. At the same time, there is tremendous insecurity with fear of being alone. So both this polarity is there. See, aversion to company, shut off from people, then again alternates with the desire for company or relationship. Thus, we find contraindicatory symptoms in natramure people. Do you remember at one point of case I asked her, do you want to be alone or what? Both this is there. See here, natramure woman has fallen in love with someone, and it is this one person she love and hate. The reason for this is I understood this also after Sir's lecture. Beautifully, Sir described natramure from electronic configuration. Natrum, it is all about 11 electrons and 1 electron in outer shell. So they need that relationship. And muriaticum has 7 electrons in outer shell and they don't want that relationship. So both natrum muriaticum in the head of same person, one side wanting and one side not wanting. And this independent quality is coming because of muriaticum part, and this dependent quality is coming because of natrum part. See here, they are independent and dependable. They always narrate history of big problems or quarrels with their parents. She told, right, my parents are not trusting me after that, they are scolding me, beating me. Always have a history of disappointment in love. See the rubrics. Company aversion to, solitude fond of. This is also there, and company desire for is also there. In various forms. That is company desire for, alone aggravation. Company aversion. This contradiction will be there in natramure. Ailments from disappointment, ailments from grief, ailments from love disappointment. And can you just imagine, for 10 years, she is carrying that grief within her. And now if you read in any Materia Medica, you can find the symptoms of natramure skin. Her face, can you just imagine that? With that face, how much suffering with pain and this. So let us see the follow-up through her mouth. It was just 6 months after follow-up, but I gave her remedy only for 4 months, that two to three doses. And now it has been an year. I stopped the placebo after 6 months, and now for the past 6 months, she is completely fine. No return of complaints. It's in Tamil, but she uses lots of English words so that you can understand. It's not a problem. Can you hear?
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. I'll remove the headset. What she told is, before starting my homeopathic treatment, I'll be much alone, will not talk with anybody. Now can you hear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. I was so much depressed. I was thinking about a thing which was not existing. I was in a delusional state. After completing the homeopathic course, now I am speaking voluntarily with everybody. I am mingling with everybody. No negative vibration. Before I will be afraid to face even small issues, but now I am facing with. I am able to solve the problems by myself. Whatever is needed for me, I am doing everything with courage. So it's all about that homeopathy can cure the life energy of the person. It's we have as a homeopath we have to learn that art to bring out what is hidden deep inside. It looks as though a Photoshop is done. Her face, really or not? Can you see just her face? How much it has changed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's not. See, I will show another Photoshop of my me. Okay, as a person. My doctor is Shekhar sir because I want to share this. Because many of them are surprised to see the recent changes in me. All of a sudden, my college mates, schoolmates, those who repeatedly see me in Konkan Gurukul workshops. And this change is because of removing some delusions of mind, unwanted delusions. Okay? But many are so surprised. How come so sudden change? See, this is me in initial days of attending Gurukul before 8 years, 7 to 8 years. And now you are seeing the changes in me, right? And now this is the recent change before 1.5 years. So, what I would like to tell is homeopathy is for that life energy. Because if you believe that Photoshop is done, person, this is my personal experience, so I can't do Photoshop with me, right? So please, friends, please be involved in the process. Select a person who can teach you homeopathy in depth, and that process will be hard, but be with patience and persistence. And next Thursday, August 5th, we have session by Dr. Priyanka. She is my friend, colleague since 8 years, and she will beautifully explain about materia medica, how to understand materia medica in depth. We all are learning so much from Dr. Shekhar Aldungi sir, and are always thankful and grateful to him. And thanks to the management, Shivaraj College management, for this wonderful opportunity. Thanks to the principal, Dr. Kannan sir. Thanks to the organizer, Dr. Kritika ma'am. She is my college senior. And thanks to Dr. Ilango sir, and thanks to one and all who are present here and who patiently listened to the session. Just one thing I want to convey you. Homeopathy will give a lot more than what you expected. But the most important thing is you have to be involved in the process. That is what all that is needed. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's a very nice session, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Divya. Such a wonderful presentation, and it doesn't seem like 2 hours. Like we learned a lot. The way we look at things, we take it very easily. But now, how deeply we have to look at it, and also how to compile the information that we are having hands. Most of the time, patient used to express everything, but we used to filter that. What is the use of this? I want only the desire. I want only the aversions. Why she is speaking so much? Like that, we tend to avoid so many things. But you helped us to how to conclude the puzzle with all the missing pieces. Thank you. Such a wonderful learning. Thanks for your time, patience, and teaching. Looking forward to have more. Thank you. Thanks, dear.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks to all the participants. And stay tuned. We'll be sharing our webinar pamphlets, and the link will be remaining same. So try to join with us. Thank you. Thank you.